Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I have a fairly balanced rack, hoping my opponent will play an N for grouting. He does not play an N, but he does bingo. So I'm looking at possible plays, maybe through the I-E-R ending word. Not seeing it. What about orgic? Yeah, that seems okay. I don't think there's a bingo here. Out. And I have the ly ending. I'll go with moi. Gutty. 21. Fainty is good, and gouty. 34 looks okay. Not a good pickup at all. Eel, I guess. Just looking at ways of Geel, no good. I think I'll go with eel here for 18. Okay, I draw a blank. Looking at possible 5 vowel 8s. There's an O there, but that's unlikely. Do I have a 7? I have the EN prefix. I have loosened through an S or a D. No S or D. Does the R assist? Loosened, but the D is in the wrong spot. Eolopile. Eolopile, yeah, but I've got the N. Neology. Not quite neology and enology, but envelope, no. N. Two. The T looks like it helps. Okay, let's look at the G now. I have the one component. ON. I might just play Ghoul or Goal, maybe Goal. Loads of E's to come. Okay. Bovid. Does Bovid take an S? Don't think it does. There's an E here for I have seasons on my rack, and that plays here, but a trip would be best, I'd say. Just looking at a play through the ON and the L. Non-word. Not seeing it. I think seasons seems fine. 72. Zayn. I have Zayn on my rack. YA here at a minimum for 28. Any Z hotspots? Z can't play twice in this position. Zany is good. Oh, look at this. This looks like a great Z spot, but is there a way of getting across? And I haven't considered under seasons here. No, not seeing a tie-in. No, tie-in doesn't work. Yane is no good. Okay, not seeing a play there. There's got to be a good Z spot somewhere here. I mean, Zag just feels like I'm being shortchanged there because the Z is such a powerful tile. Z. And I haven't actually considered if there's a bingo here. I mean, it's unlikely, but not impossible. Anti, I have the anti prefix, but not seeing anything. What about Zany? I thought Zati plays there. 45's not bad. Okay, opponent. Oh, Zayn almost plays there. Zany does actually play there, but just wondering if I can play something which places my Z here. I quite like Zany here for 50. I know it gives something back there. Oh, wait a minute. I just spotted pause. Zai. I'd need to play a Y under the ON. Ah, what a shame. Anyway, Zany it is. I duplicate the R's and the N's, so that's no good. No. Gotta get rid of Trone. I mean, Riz maybe, if opponent doesn't take that spot. Tron. No, not Tron, sorry, I need to get rid of an R and an N, not a T and an N. Nothing to go after Yars. This E very useful. Retrain Interan. Terrain. Is there maybe an 8 through that E? Train. Trainer. Train. Ren train. I'm going to go with Riz here. Let's see what the rack leave is like. The E helps it, but opponent might take that. 24. Yeah, I think I might. Yeah, Riz. Okay. Triaxon, not quite. I got the anti. This E lane. Oof. It's so hot for bingos because it's so flexible. You can use the E in any position you choose. X-Train. Oh, God. Pox. And I don't have an XA ending word, do I? Nixa, Rixa, Tixa, no. Opponent has a small lead. That could easily grow. Toxin. That's about as good as I'm gonna get, I'd say. And it's not overly dangerous. Toxin. Any other good X spots? Nothing ending in IX. I've X-Train from the E. Okay, opponent's played hide. I'm gonna go with Toxin. Not a good pickup. From Ran, I'm now sitting with this lot. RAN was a pretty decent leave, but not seeing anything here. Hide takes a C, I think. Does that E assist this rack? Almost certainly does. I have the AGE ending. And I have the UN. The bag component of a word. Bag, pen. I have the urban prefix or the urban component. No, just not seeing something. Bon, no front hooks for butte. Ah, this is bug. Bug looks okay. For 25. Furnace, but there's an extra A, and I have the car component. I might just play furnace through the E to kind of take it out. I don't know. Unless there's a great F scoring spot. I mean, frizz. Frizz and fra. I mean, it's a bingo lane there, but 23, it kind of addresses the rack. Ah, the C hook. Wow, almost overlooked that. Kauf. It creates a bingo lane, but it scores really well and sorts the rack out nicely. So I hope to have the spot available if it's still there after my opponent plays. What else? Opponent now down to 2.5 minutes. Oh, he's played Rao. I've gone with Kauf, and the Q still to come. Any Q hotspots that need to be addressed? Not that I can see. I have Aha on my rack and Taha. What does that look like? 16 takes out a valuable bingo lane. I have a slight lead. Do I go with this one? Has opponent... Oh, wait, I need insurance in case I pick up the Q. I need to be able to play... we've got Haha there for 26. I can still play Trank or Cat. Oh, look at that. Terrain. And Row. Oh, Row is no good. And I've now blocked Terrain. Look at that for bitter irony. Oh, that would have been lovely to go out with Terrain. Is Terrain, I don't think, has an anagram, does it? Enteran. Does terrain really not play anywhere? O only takes a H, a L, and a Y. OWE. Does terrain have an anagram? What am I missing? It would be super high probability if it's L turn, not ratiner. Ratiner through a T. Dink takes... I think it's only a Y. I don't think Dink takes an E. Let's see. Ratiner. Oh no, Ratiner. I'm not. What am I thinking of? Anyway, I'm just gonna go for Enteran. It stops one short. I can't do that. And opponent is likely to play there. Terrain. Row is definitely not good. Nah, I didn't think it was. It's just H, L, and Y. Okay, let's think about what we can really do to score here. And does opponent have... I don't think he's got a... He might well have a bingo on to... playing onto the S. This is an interesting position to be in. What about just playing... I was going to play RE, but that's... Enteran, opponent plays... No, I've got to do something better here. If I play an R here, I don't think opponent has a bingo ending on an E. It just doesn't look like it. Yeah, I'm going with this. And I'm leaving one in the bag. So I've stopped him bingoing onto row. I don't mind if he... I can't see him bingoing ending on an E. It's possible, but I just don't see it with those tiles. I have terrain again, believe it or not, and it does now play. He must see it though and think I've got to block that, which is fine because I'll score elsewhere. Apod is good. But I can't seem to score well there. I wonder if that was the right move in terms of blocking the only bingo. I mean, okay, through the E, that would have been a better block. Maybe, yeah. Gee, I wasn't even thinking of the time. Rater for 12. And opponent can probably go out with rest. Wow, what a close finish there. And opponent goes out. So not enough though. 375 to me and 370 to my opponent. And let's see what we missed. Wow, what a game. Opponent opened with Camelot. That seems fine. Mug for 12. Okay, that actually I do like that now that I see it. That's as good a rack leave as you're going to get. I scored a bit more, 16, but the rack leave wasn't great. Fon for 24, opponent went with feint for 21. Gouty for 34, making feinty as well. And Jun for 37 was fine. Then Enrollee. Enrollee, very nice. Look at all those E's and L's. That's just, what a way to bingo from that rack to get 66 points. Just seems a very unlikely result, but it was there. I went with eel, and then opponent Bovid for 35 is best. Melodion, very nice. Again, tricky to see. That was through the D. Melodion, I like that. That was the only bingo, so I don't feel too bad for having missed that one. Swim for 39, but opponent had wisps for 54, and that was at 15D. Wisps, wow, big score. That's like a bingo score, and he took out a hot spot. But he went with swim, and now I did have a bingo seasons, but Canoness, right, at J3. Nice through the N, making Joes and Buttes. Very nice. 81. I got 72 for seasons. Oppo for 30. Where was that? M1. Nice. Oppo. That's again an irregular word. You don't see Oppo very often. 30 points for that one. Opponent played Poa for 19. Now Zany was best for 50. I thought there was an even hotter spot, but Zany was best. Vape for 24, and at 5B it was 2 points more. Opponent played it at 3B. Vape and a 5B just below. Okay. Getting the RE doubled as well. Inerrant, that's the one. I just had a very strong feeling that this E formed an 8 with these 7 tiles, and it certainly did. Inerrant, bit of a tricky one to extract, but yeah, it is a word I've seen, so a shame that I missed that one. Hide for 28, and then Toxin was best for 39. Love for 12, but Ensold for 30 at 01. That's over here. Ensold onto the trip. I was trying to do that myself with the extensions of EN, but yeah, there it is for 30. So that would have put opponent, about 40 ahead. And I had this rack, Gab for 23, and I went with Bug for 25, so that seems fine. Wifed for 27 at G3. Nice. Keeping it tight and taking out the... So opponent would have got 27 and taken out the most useful floater on the board. That would have been interesting, because I had this rack. I was nowhere near a bingo, but Kauf would have brought me level or put me a little bit ahead even after wifed. So happy to have spotted Kauf and Chide. And then Ked for 21 with a powerhouse rack leave of EIST was best, because this bingo lane was the way to go. Actually, now that I look at it, I just wonder if I could have blocked, if I played across here and taken out, because I had pretty flexible tiles. Anyway, let's stick with the current racks. Ked for 21 was best. Dink. That's right, so I couldn't actually extend beyond Dink anyway. Haha was best for 26. And that did take out that bingo lane. I didn't look likely to be bingoing from this position. So I thought just go for maximum score and try take out bingo lanes in the process. Opponent then had QI for 16. That seemed best. And QIS for 23. Interesting, yeah. Okay, so opponent had to make up some ground at this stage. Now, at F2, this was the end game scenario. Vapor and So, but that's emptying the bag. Yeah, I mean, it's a strong rack leave, but it can be the strongest rack leave in the world. If opponent bingos out, it's pointless. So, yeah, they were pretty good remaining tiles for bingoing. And Rao also takes a T, not just an S. So, yeah. Anyway, I had terrain. I went with Ryers because I couldn't see a way of bingoing with opponent's remaining tiles with the D. It kind of, I mean, delete, but then you kind of need it to end on ES or ED. Yeah, it just didn't look like a bingo could end on an E. And I had left one in the bag anyway. So deletes didn't play anywhere, unfortunately, for opponent. And as you can see, the scores just weren't enough to bridge the gap. Opponent went with Dele and then Nafer for 18 through the IF. Nice, Nafer. I was low on time and I just wanted to get rid of as many tiles as possible, so I went with Rater, and then Tears for 17 was opponent's best score. So well done to him for spotting that one, but it was still just a few points short at the end. So yeah, that was the end of the game. 375 to 370. Great game, exciting finish, and an interesting strategic position to evaluate there at the end. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.